Hey Space Cowboys, it's seasonal frostbite and welcome back to Mothacrafta, the show where I show you why I'm a Mothacrafta. And in this week's video, we are doing our part 2 of episode 1. There was supposed to be a part 2 and I didn't want to do it. And now let's talk about why. Let's get into it. But first, let me have a little sip of this grape soda wine, because this literally tastes like soda. Y'all, the material I was working with is so trash. It's trash. It's better than epoxy sculpt, but it is so clear, and yes, you can change the color of that material, but it was so clear. What ended up happening was that I could not see any dents or imperfections, and I tried to spray paint it. This is fun. And I could see all the dents, and I hated the way it looked. So here's how we're going to... No, we're not going to fix it. I don't want to do this. Like, look at this boo-boo. I hate it. Thanks. I hate it. Thank you. Back in 2014, my original skin painting tutorial, I used pastels. But I told you guys, this is before I was getting better at making hypotheses. I made a hypothesis about MSC and the workable fixative spray from Utrecht being the same creature. They are not. They smell the same. They kind of work the same, but MSC is a lacquer-based spray, and I don't really know what the Utrecht fixative spray what it was. I'm not sure if it was lacquer based, but that is one of the key differences between the two sprays. And for some reason, y'all were like, oh, I'm not gonna go get the workable fixative spray from Utrecht. I'm gonna use MSC, which was like, why would you do that? It's more expensive. And spray it on your dolls, which ends up flaking. MSC does not like to be on ABS plastic. They don't like the hard plastic bodies. Like, vinyl is a different type of plastic. So what ends up happening is that you guys were finding that it flaked. So I didn't want you guys to be over here looking dumb. I didn't want y'all to be looking stupid. So let me go ahead and fix it. Let me fix it. So don't use MSC, okay? You can use the workable fixative spray from Utrecht only in the last tutorial that I made for skin painting, repainting bodies. But you need a high quality pastel. Use that. No cheap shit. If you want it to be done faster, no cheap shit. And let me tell you something. This tutorial, this doll body is mad disrespectful. Today we are going... I'm dressed to go to war because this is the doll body. This is the doll project. This is the video that made me go, I do not want to customize like this anymore. I do not want to do this. I spent days and days and days trying to get this like this, right? Trying to sculpt it the way I want. I just want dolls to already be my base and all that kind of stuff. I'll get into that later about what I'm doing next, because I know a lot of y'all have not checked out me in a while since I came back, since I graduated. I know a lot of y'all ain't here, so y'all don't know. Y'all don't know about me yet. But that's all right, boo. You're gonna find out. This brings me to the updates. This is gonna be a lot faster than the last tutorial. In 2016, this is where I last left the doll. And I realized that when I was making the first episode of Mothacrafta. Wipes. And you guys know I love showing my failures, but this is a complete failure and I'm not even gonna show you how to fix it, okay? I don't wanna do it. I don't wanna do it, okay? At least not right now. I'm tired. I'm tired, okay? So before we start painting, we're going to fix this mess. Like, yeah, I use the Work X and it's really, really good. Like, you can get it, the RPM level can get low enough to where it doesn't melt the moldable plastic, that's why I hate the moldable plastic. It heats up way too quickly. Like, if you're trying to sand in that sanding motion, it causes it to melt, not sand. So you get like weird textures, and it was just overall just no, it was horrible, you know. 0 out of 10, would not recommend. 0 out of 10, wouldn't recommend. Wouldn't do it even if you gave me a 10 bars. No, would not recommend this experience to anybody. So I went back with the Work X and I tried to re-sculpt some of the missing details from the mess up that I had back in 2016. By using a lower speed, I was able to sand enough with my diamond bit drill bits. And y'all, it looked good. It looked good. Then I took my sanding sponge. And I use a extra fine sanding sponge, kind of typically the one you would use. I'm thinking like a 400 sanding sponge, something that's gonna get it nice and smooth and get all the scratches out. I tried to go back and carve more details. Yes, I did. Look, I went to art school just to learn this little tidbit that you take a marker or a pencil and you scribble it down, you scribble on it, and then it like helps you see what's level. So whatever is left over after you sand it down is how deep it is. That's the dent. Which it helped a little bit. I ran out of ink in this marker and this was like 4 o'clock in the morning. Remember I told y'all this video is gonna come out late because of that. It was 4 o'clock in the morning, honey. 4 o'clock. I was so over it. I was so over it. I'm still over it. I'm tired. I stayed up so late. And then I tried to use acetone to get some of that. I was trying to melt like these really weird scratches because the plastic was still melting. You know, acetone really be melting stuff, and it did get rid of some of the stuff, but I don't know. Please, and I say it again, don't substitute this for anything unless it says Adhesion Promotor. Adhesion Promotor. If it doesn't say Adhesion Promoter, guess what? Don't use it, okay? Don't substitute shit, okay? Let me tell you something. You're gonna wash that body with water or alcohol or acetone. Wipe it down with a little bit of diluted acetone. Whatever you do, do not use soap. The oils into the soap is going to mess up the body. So to remove the dust, you can just use plain water and let it dry, or you can use alcohol, rub it down with some alcohol. If you're slow on time, rub it down with some alcohol and keep it moving. Keep it moving, honey. Keep it moving. And what's going to end up happening is you're going to have a nice clear surface. Next thing you're going to do is you don't even have to, if you're working with a plain doll body, like a plain, regular doll body. You don't even have to sand it, okay? You don't. You just need to scuff it with the Scuff Bright pad. Just scuff the crap out of it everywhere. Just scuff it, scuff it, scuff it, scuff that baby, scuff it. You're going to scuff it. If you sand it, even better. After you get the Adhesion Promoter, you're going to take it to your spray booth. I am cramped in my office and I am spraying it. Make sure you spray pretty good far away. Please wear a mask. I am wearing my mask, but I assume that you're grown and you know that you need to wear a mask when you spray anything, anything of any chemicals like this, very strong chemicals. And remember to be further away than I am. You want to be about 10, 15, maybe 20 inches, maybe even more than where I am when you're spraying this Adhesion Promoter. And remember to get the joints, spread open the joints, open up them legs, and spray inside there. Do all of that. So, how is this tutorial faster? Well, you don't have to use pure pastels. You still need to use pastels, but you don't have to use it for the entire body, which saves you time. That's gonna save you time. So this is Model Master. This is the only paint I'm testing, and I don't want to test other paints. So if you want to test other paints, please. Model Master is literally what it said. It's a paint that model makers be using, like for RC cars and for action figure customs and all kinds of stuff. So we're gonna use this for the actual body. Now I'm gonna show you now. You can mix up the paints. You definitely can, and they don't have a good brown, so if you're trying to make that dark chocolate color, you're gonna use use the brown that they have. You're gonna use a tiny bit of blue, a tiny bit of green, lots of red, and like a little bit of yellow. So you're gonna need those colors, and black. You're gonna need black. Because you can see how chocolatey he really is, right? But you want a chocolate color, not a muted, gross, neutralized, like gray almost. Dark skin, especially dark, deep, rich skin, has a beautiful, almost like an undertone of other colors, whether it be purple or blue. So, or sometimes red, but greens is it's usually an olive tint skin tone. It's just not something common that you see. So if you're looking for a deep color, go with that. So as I'm painting with the makeup sponge, I am also dabbing off excess paint to prevent myself from oversaturating those areas. Now I'm gonna tell you now, thin. Think thin. When you put this stuff on, please think thin. This was 4 o'clock in the morning. I was just rushing through. I spent about an hour or two trying to trying to get this done, and then because I spent so much time sanding this, and then only to find out that there was so many imperfections that the paint job don't look good. So I hate it. And I might fix it. I might not go back. I don't know. Honey. Don't make me do it. But y'all probably gonna make me do it. But today, don't make me do it. Don't make me do anything today. I don't want to do anything but look cute. Thin layers. You can be thick-handed on the body, but around the joint area, you want to do thin layers, because you can see like it's not scratching, it's not going nowhere. That's what you want. But for the joints, you definitely are, because the thicker that paint is on those joints, the more it's gonna scratch off and ruin your whole mood and in your life and everything good with the world. So after that, you're gonna spray Adhesion Promoter again for the second time. And then we're gonna come back, and how is this going to be faster, you say? Well, for your joints, you can, like I said, you can add a thin layer of paint around the joints. You're going to add this product called Stick from Culture Hustle. From Culture Hustle by Stuart Staple. And what this thing does is basically it does what it says. It sticks. It sticks, you know. That's all it does. It sticks. And you're going to take the makeup brush that you use, and you're going to press it into the doll's joint. So what's going to happen is, if you do the front, let that dry, then you're going to take your pastels and you're going to press it into the joint that you want. And make sure, as you notice quickly, that stick is, if you applied it evenly, it is going to literally, the pastels are going to grab onto it like nobody's business, because that's what it does, without darkening as well, which I find that highly impressive. And then you're going to turn it to the side. Because as you can see, I don't know if you can see, but I missed this part here. Once you press it into it, make sure it's dry before you press the pastels into it. Then you can go ahead and spray it down for a third coat of the Adhesion Promoter. but just focusing on just the joints. And doing that, you know, you're gonna open up them legs, you're gonna bend him, like if you're gonna, like let's say you start here, then you're gonna do the sides, right? You're gonna do the sides, and then you're gonna do the back. Because let me show you something. You see this? I'm scratching. You see my long ass nails? I'm scratching. I'm scratching. Notice how it isn't scratching. It isn't scratching. Look, look. You see this? You see how these are dark? Watch this. I'm moving it. I'm moving it. No flaking. No flaking. No scratches, honey. Get a little organized. And then if you do it right, if you follow this tutorial and you do it right, what ends up happening is you get a doll whose joints don't rub off easily. You see, I'm like I'm moving him. But don't be like me and rush through this to where now you have like, you see how he's like, I don't know if you can see it, but he has like where I missed the spot. If you do it well and you don't miss spots, this is going to lash you up. So look at this. Y'all see that? Pop, pop. Okay. And I told you I've known about this. I've updated this tutorial a long time ago for myself personally. Look. See, still clean for myself personally, but I just because I didn't want to do stuff like this anymore. And it was this, you know, it was this body that made me go, I want to make dolls. I don't want to spend so much. I was spending so much time altering a doll's body that I'm like, what if I just make the base from scratch? And that is where we are with the Doll Maker's Diary. If you guys want to see what I've been up to with that, please check out the playlist up above in the eye. And this is the doll that broke the camel's back in his hump day. So you know that you broke the camel's back on hump day on Wednesday. And I really I don't want to do this anymore, guys. I don't want to do this. I found out a way to get the dark skinned dolls that I want easily, but look at this. Look at all the work I had to do, and the finish didn't even end up looking that good. Granted, I was going behind 2017 Kendra, and obviously my craftsmanship is completely better than it was then than it is now after I graduated. But when I think about how long it took me, it probably took me like maybe 4 or 5 hours. It took me like maybe 2 or 3 hours actually just to paint this. Not necessarily that I was taking too long, I was doing other stuff. But when I think about to sculpt this doll body, it probably took like maybe 3 or 4 hours. I don't want to spend 3 or 4 hours. I still have to paint the doll's head. You know what I'm saying? I still have to paint the doll's head. I don't want to do this. So, excuse me. What I'm working on now, the prototype is finished. I'm going to put it together today. You see my first doll body, and these products will be available, and my line is called Endless Dolls. It will be available, I'm going to give it about 2 or 3 months, so hopefully the summertime you'll be able to order at least one. That's my whole thing. But the best part is we'll make a Doll Maker's Diary about casting. You know, I also want to animate it just because I want to be extra. I just want you to show off. I want to show off the articulation. I've already started patenting the design. But anyways, if you like this video, please give this video a like. And if you want to see all my endeavors and all my art endeavors, please follow me on all my social medias down below. You know, it's at Seasonal Frostbite, except for Twitter. Twitter don't want to give me my props, and they don't want to give me my last 2 letters, so it's Seasonal Frostbite. Don't forget to subscribe and shoot that bell. Anywho, if you're feeling gracious and you want to donate, please go to www.patreon.com/seasonalfrostbite. Donate something. This really helps this channel going, and it also helps me as an artist, as that is my job, is art. That is what I do. And one more thing. go out into the world and create something awesome. If you don't, then you're gonna carry that weight. See you, Space Cowboys.
Cool, 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 baby. Cool, 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 baby. Maybe I love you. Cool, 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 baby. Cool, 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 baby. Maybe I, maybe I, maybe I. Maybe I, maybe I love you, love you. Bam, 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 bam.
Hey, Space Cowboys, it's Seasonal Frostbite, and welcome back. I'm back. This tutorial is so mad disrespectful to my spirit.